Climate change has been changing for thousands of years. It's really not a top priority that you can do something about.
I don't think it's as drastic as some people deem it to be.
There's a lot of people making a lot of money on the myth of climate change.
Do you think that the government is doing enough now to face the climate crisis?
The federal government here under President Trump? No.
I have no hope whatsoever that Congress will do what is necessary just based out of their own principles. I mean, they don't even really have principles.
Russell is a member of XRDC, a local activist group representing the global environmental movement Extinction Rebellion in Washington, D.C. By organizing events and actions that disrupt public life, they want to bring attention to the urgency of tackling climate breakdown.
So I am one of the coordinators of our action working group, which does action planning and some long-term strategy stuff as well. So I think that most people go through their day-to-day life without even thinking about the climate crisis at all. And if we force it into their head and we demonstrate that there's people who are just regular people who are so scared that they're getting in the streets and getting arrested, then it takes them one step closer to getting to fully understanding what's going on. We're okay being the bad guys, basically, if we have to.
The activists demand that governments tell the truth about climate crisis, push their countries to become emission-free by 2030, and create citizens' assemblies that lead decision-making on climate and ecological justice.
I want to see, and I expect to see in my lifetime, an end of the fossil fuel era. I think the fossil fuel era is going to end in my lifetime because of the work that people like me and others at Extinction Rebellion are doing. It's just a matter of how fast we get there.
We really have to see a serious shift within politics, which then also gives the right signals to industry and also the financial sector to not further invest in harming industries, especially the fossil fuel industry.
Activist groups want to put pressure on politicians to face the threat of environmental crisis. Experts agree that no significant steps have been taken until now.
The federal government in the United States is doing nothing on climate change, and they are actually even hurting the process of fighting climate change internationally.
But it is something that folks on the right are taking very seriously. It's just a matter of exactly how to address the problem and what the downside effects of that are going to be.
There's nothing that we need that we don't already have in terms of solar technology, electric vehicles, efficiency. It's just the political will. And just look at history. Civil disobedience has been a core part of the abolitionist movement, the labor movement, the civil rights movement, the anti-war movement. This is an obvious tool that we have to use and use more of.
As more people are taking to the streets to call for climate justice, presidential candidates of the Democratic Party introduce their ideas to tackle the issue of climate crisis. While the moderate Democrat Joe Biden promises to rejoin Paris Agreement and make the US emission-free by 2050, the progressive Bernie Sanders support the ambitious Green New Deal, which includes transforming the energy system by 2030 and creating 20 million jobs.
Clearly, Bernie Sanders has a strong and very outlined concept for a Green New Deal, so that is really interesting to look at into details.
In terms of climate action and saving our one and only life-giving climate, step number one is, this is me personally talking, step number one is get rid of Donald Trump. We can survive a recession. What we can't survive is a second Donald Trump term.
I feel confident that Bernie will make the climate crisis a top priority when he gets in office. However, I don't think that he'll have success in getting his agenda passed without the social movement. If our politicians feel like they need to do climate policy because that's what everybody in the country is demanding, then they're going to do it. And if they don't feel like they need to do it, if they don't feel like they're being forced into doing it, then they're not going to do it.
The results of 2020 presidential election will determine how the issue of climate crisis will be dealt with. Activists like Russell hope for more awareness and willingness to take action.
I'm freaking out, like, but no one else around me is freaking out. Is this really as bad as I think it is? And it is. It's definitely that bad.
You see melting Arctic ice, you see wildfires in Australia, you see that we've pushed the planet outside its comfort zone. So we have to push ourselves outside of our comfort zones politically and socially to do something about it.